Hello, this is Sheshachalam from Astro Guide myself. Today is Sunday and I was thinking of doing some explanation on something other than the regular subjects what we are teaching. I'll just teach something a little higher in level. So it will be a little bit of change for everybody. So today we are discussing on chakras and planets. How there is an association of the chakras and what is the association of the chakras with the planets and how do they actually influence, how the planets influence on the chakras, whether they block, whether they release, whether they enhance or whether they limit, become an obstacle. We'll understand all this and what are the chakras and all those things. Then I'll explain in detail. Okay, the 7 chakras are coming from this Muladhara, that is the base chakra, which actually is placed very near to the the anal region, the tailbone. That's the place. That is the Muladhara chakra. Then comes the sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is somewhere near the L5. So if you go from the front, if you see, it is very just below the navel and it goes behind inside. All these chakras are on the spinal cord. So let me first slowly explain. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, then comes the solar plexus or the Manipuraka chakra. And this solar plexus is somewhere near the region of your Nabhi or let us say the pancreatic region. The heart chakra, the Anahata chakra, once again it is here, the chest region. Then you have the Vishuddha chakra, the throat. Then you have the Agnia chakra, that is between your eyebrows, just above the center of your eyebrows. That is what is called as the third eye. The chakra which is taken for meditation and other factors. Then we have the Sahasrara chakra or the crown chakra, which is said to be on the top of the head. Let us understand these positions. The whole chakra is on the spinal cord or the spine, which is fully filled with wires like nerves, nervous system. We usually call it in the engineering terminology as the wire harness. If you have seen the electrical wiring of your car, you can see that tough wires, bunch of wires will be running. Some will suddenly shoot out and go to the doors, the other will shoot and go to the roof. It will then offshoot and again they go to the behind for the signals. Then one goes to the cameras. So these wires they'll all come one by one and come to link somewhere in between. And these sections are called the nodal junctions. Nodal junctions of the nervous system. All these are nodal junctions of the nervous system. The third eye is actually the last chakra, but because it comes down and it is the prefrontal cortex of the brain, the front part of the brain, which is actually activated, and it represents compassion, sympathy, empathy, fear, all sorts of emotions and feelings. I'll come to that in detail when I sit and teach you. And that is what is this. The crown chakra is the pituitary gland, the hypothalamus and the pineal gland of the which is present somewhere here and somewhere here. In between, you go through and you get the whole, you do the cross section and you will understand the 3-dimensional what I am trying to tell. So that is the Sahasrara chakra, which is represented by 1,000-petaled lotus. Okay, and I'll explain it in detail. I'll not go into the tantric explanations of all the the Om, the Lam and Vams and all those things. I'll not explain there. I don't want to go into the tantric procedures. There are people who have done a lot of videos on that on YouTube. Here I am trying to associate the chakras, their relevance to astrological horoscopic. So let us now limit ourselves to this particular region, not go into the tantras and mantras, siddhis and all those things. I will not go into any of the bija mantras. So the Agnya chakra, Sahasrara chakra, then the Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipuraka, Swadhisthana and Muladhara. There is not much of a distance difference between Swadhisthana and Muladhara. They are, as it is said, if you go through the Wikipedia or any other text, it's very clearly given that there is only 2 finger distance. A very small distance between these two. And the relevance is extraordinarily different. It's very different. They are extremes. And these are all, we have understood that this is the base, that is, this is the starting chakra. And this is the last, that is the chakra where you will get elevated. So let me come to the sitting position and then I will explain it to you in detail. So now, let us now relate what a chakra is, where it is posited in the body, and how it is related to a particular planet. Once I relate it to the planet, there will be a lot of questions which will arise, because people who have gone through the chakras, the traditional way people have understood it online, there are a lot of texts, thousands and millions of people who have written on chakras, because that is where the huge tantric way of life has started. That is the meditation to get siddhis. So these people have related different planets to these different chakras, wherein I have done a lot of research myself, and I think this is relevant from my perspective. So if anybody want to go ahead and check it and verify it, please do it, but do it with relevant charts. I would not want people to simply talk about it without working. You should have a lot of background work and then do it. So why I am telling you this in the front, it is not like a disclaimer, but I am trying to tell you that I have done my research and this is my thesis, which will actually try to give some, insight and link to the chakras. And it's very simple to understand. So, from the starting, Namasuryaya, Chandraya, Mangalaya, Budhaya cha, Guru. Guru comes in the 5th now. The stomach. Guru. Shukra, the sacral region. And Shani, which comes to the basal region. That is the Muladhara chakra. So, all the 7 planets are complete here. Suryaya, Chandraya, Mangalaya, Budhaya cha, Guru and Shukra and Shani. All the 7 planets are completed from Sahasrara to Muladhara. That means Namasuryaya, Chandraya, Mangalaya, Budhaya cha, Guru, Shukra, Shani. The other 2, Rahu and Ketu, have been left out. I will very clearly clarify what they are. But I think this should be very clearly understood as where the planetary standings are. So, let me come from the Muladhara. So that let me come from, the basal necessities of a human being and then go to the Sahasrara and then come to Rahu and Ketu to explain it in detail. So as we know, Muladhara is the root chakra and it is represented by Saturn as per me. So I will not keep repeating as per me. That is done that I am doing the class, so it is as per me. Okay, it is represented by Saturn. We have all the 3 nadis, starting from this particular point, the Ida, Pingala and the Sushumna. We will discuss about this Ida, Pingala and Sushumna with regard to our horoscope, the planetary positions in a different class in detail later. I do not want to mix the nadis along with this, no. So, the Ganapati Atharva Shirsha has been associated with this Muladhara chakra, which is one of the most strongest psychic chakras, tantric chakras. This chakra has a lot to do with the physical world. Getting pleasure from materialistic luxuries, to get your passion, the satisfaction, you feel happy. All these delighted joy and everything comes out of this chakra, which is the Muladhara chakra. If you are going to have a beautiful night's sleep and you tell that I am relaxed, you go to a spa and relax. All these relaxation will come from the Mooladhara chakra, which is associated with Saturn. And Saturn is a planet which controls, all the basal cravings, being simple, and basal cravings of the human body or the human life. So I will come to the cravings and the other things. Cravings in the sense that we call this as vasana. The innate craving, the requirement, what we tell as we crave, we yearn to have this, we want this. Why is that want? From where is the want getting generated? From where is it? From where that question is coming can be answered if you solve the chakra positions in a chart. Let me go to the next chakra, the sacral chakra or the Swadhisthana, which is now governed by Venus. There are many other people who are telling something else about this chakra, but from my end, this is governed by Venus, because all the glands which are having present in that particular position are the glands which control the taste, the tongue, the reproductive genital organs. The testosterone, the estrogen, the testes and the ovaries which are present there have a lot to do with many things concerned with feelings of union of two genders, progeny, intimate physical intimacy, etc. So this chakra is just above the Mooladhara chakra and very near to the L5 or the tailbone. So this is the sacral region which covers these particular organs which generate the hormones. The major two hormones which I am telling, the testosterone and the estrogen for both testes and the ovaries. So the next chakra which gets elevated is the Manipura chakra, which is governed by Jupiter. And since it is the fifth chakra, it is the chakra which sits on the stomach, just below the stomach. That is the intestinal part. It has the pancreas there, the adrenal gland there. These two glands are very important for digestion and other activities of digestion and absorption of food as energy into the body. So Jupiter, food. Venus with the reproductive genital organs. Saturn, as I told you, the root basal needs, joy, happiness, having rest, taking luxurious rest, leisure, all these things. Next, let us now climb on to the Anahata chakra. Anahata or the heart chakra. Manipura was the solar plexus. Now Anahata is the heart chakra, which is governed by Mercury. And why Mercury? Because this particular chakra has a lot of hormonal activity which controls the skin and the hands and many other parts of the body which will give you dexterity. So immunity is one thing which is controlled by the Anahata chakra. So now anyway in the COVID time, immunity is of utmost importance. So people will have to, the thymus is present there which generates the T cells for controlling immunity of a person. So this is an extremely important chakra as of now. It is important throughout our journey, but still as on date, this is the most important chakra and this is controlled by Mercury. You can see here that 3 chakras below and 3 chakras above. The middle is Mercury. And it's very important to understand why it is in the middle, because it is the one which controls the total activity now. So the immunity is strong, the whole body can, work as one. Once the immunity fails, what all can happen. So let us now go climb up to the Vishuddha, that is the throat chakra. And we all know that here is one of the second master gland, second most important master gland of the body, which is the thyroid. When the thyroid malfunctions, earlier days it was death. It was simple death. It would either go to goiter or it will become mixed edema, and then these persons would have gone to coma, low blood pressure and death. So the thyroid gland has a huge functionality to do. The most important functionality of this particular gland is growth, maturation, and to control the stability of the person going into palpitation and fear. Whether the person is stable or he is having a OCD type of a behavior, whether he suddenly becomes very aggressive, short temper, or he never becomes aggressive at all, whatever happens. So this is controlled by thyroid. Thyroid has multiple functionalities. One of the major function of thyroid is to throw toxics away from the body, whatever is not required. What we eat, excess salt, excess minerals, excess chemicals, what are all toxics for the body will be thrown out. And if the thyroid doesn't function well, the toxics will get retention of toxics will be there in the body. As the Mooladhara chakra is for excretion and Shani represents it, this is represented by Mars. And see both the planets, how they function. The one throws out, and it's the final action, that is Saturn. It simply throws out. But this collects all that is impure in the body, puts it in one place into your bladder and into your intestine and throws it out. And this action happens because of the thyroid. Or else, whatever good food you have eaten also will simply go away. You need the good food as energy. This separation of energy and the toxics will be done by the thyroid. And this is one of the major functionalities of the thyroid. And people who have thyroid problem know how difficult it is to maintain this. So, Vishuddha or the throat chakra is one of the most important chakras. Secondly, the last but one chakra is the Agnia chakra. The chakra which decides what's right and what's wrong. Until the throat chakra, there was duality. The eyes. We have two eyes, two nostrils. We have, symmetrical. The part below our eyes is pakka. You can cut it into two equal parts, and both the equal parts will be symmetrical from outside, and most of it in inside also, because we have two lungs, two kidneys. We have so many things which are in pairs. So God has given us many things in pairs. So this symmetry will end, and there is no more symmetry in the Agnya chakra, and that is why it is represented by moon. And moon, because this particular part of the body, the prefrontal cortex, represents the cognitive behavior of a human being. What is cognition? You learn as you grow. And you like something, you learn it more. You don't like something, you stop learning it, or you stop using it, you stop thinking about it. You don't want it, you dislike it. The like, dislike, the power of discretionary power of thinking what is right and wrong, only in the level of feeling of duality. There is nothing materialistic here. Good emotions, bad emotions, everything is emotion here. So, cognitive behavior, expression, so human expression, decision making, and social behavior. These are the things which are actually listed down scientifically, not by me. All what I have told you now have been scientifically listed down, that these are the areas of our body and they govern this part of our life. I am not listing down all this. This has already been listed down, and I am just connecting it with planets, which I had already done when I was doing my research. So this is controlled by or signified by moon, all the feelings. So next we go to a higher level, the highest level, which is the Sahasrara chakra, which is denoted by 1,000 petaled lotus. Sahasrara. Sahasrara means thousands, more than thousand. So this is a place where the sarpa, the serpent, is bent, and you have the position exposed. This is the head, the brain, the hypothalamus, the memory, the pineal gland, all these things rest here, which actually get exposed, the skull. That is why when we sit, we face east, bend a little bit towards east. That is because of the tilt of the earth. We bend a little bit towards east and we sit in a particular posture and we do meditation. Why? We want those cosmic radiations, cosmic waves directly pass through our Sahasrara chakra, and then it will get into our system through our spinal cord or our spinal bone or the spine, whatever you call it. This is fully energized by our nervous system, and our nervous system is full of electronic movement. That is, it's full of electricity. Nothing but our thoughts. Our thoughts are nothing but flow of electrons, a flow of electricity in our nervous systems. And people have, when we have read our books in our school days, our teachers would tell, if we take out each nerve and, keep it one next to the other, it can encircle the circumference of earth. That's the length of nerves inside our body. Think of it. It can simply go through the circumference of earth. So that means we have millions and millions of nerves inside our body, and each nerve has a function. Each nerve has a function and specific function. It is not that it will do something. And you ask a neurosurgeon, he will tell you, before cutting open the skull, going inside and trying to open the brain, he knows, or many times he doesn't know, that which nerve, if damaged in the process of the operation, might stop a functionality in the body permanently. Just think of the responsibility a neurosurgeon has. It has widely spoken, people have discussed about this, and even the neurosurgeons and their society itself has told that they know very less about what they are actually operating on. They have studied to a very large extent, but however large extent they have studied, they themselves tell that it is a dark area, it's a gray area. We are going there because the patient is helpless. We have to do something, but we don't know actually what's going to happen. We know limited knowledge is there, but we are trying to do something. We are trying to help. So they are doing their best. But what I am trying to tell you is millions and millions of neurons which have specific work to do is present in our brain. And this Sahasrara can be, expanded, and you can make the most of it by meditation. Meditation is like, cleaning, sorting, filing, everything happens very well so that you can fetch something easily without wasting time. You can think about something without wasting time, and you will unnecessarily not dump junk in your memory. Nowadays, we see so much, we do not, half of it we cannot comprehend. We simply see, half of the, videos on YouTube, or half of the videos on the TV channels, half of the videos on WhatsApp, or whatever, is like, we don't understand the whole thing. We just have a glimpse on it, because too much of information is coming very fast. Okay, let me not get deviated. I will come back to the chakras and the horoscopic relevance to it. This is a very important point. The horoscopic relevance means where does a chakra fall in the horoscope and whether we can do anything about it, and where does a planet fall and whether the planet will affect the chakra and whether it will obstruct it or not. So let me simply talk about it now. I will not go into the details. I will do the detailed chakra and planetary interaction in the next class. But now I'll just give you an insight into it. What if Shukra, which has to give you, which should have been placed in a particular place where you should get attracted to a nice person in this life and, fall in love, have a nice, beautiful, intimate relationship. What if the Shukra is not placed there, but placed in the throat chakra? How will it be effective? What if that Mars, which has to be placed in the throat chakra, where you have to have strong opinions, you need to have the strength and the vigor to, argue, debate, or place an argument. If that particular Mars is placed in the chakra where Shukra has to be placed, the reversal of roles will happen. A person will become aggressive and towards his opposite gender. What he should not do ethically or socially, he will jump ahead and do it without even thinking twice, because it is Mars. The aggression should not be there. It should be where it is required. And Saturn, which has to have happiness, enjoyment, relaxation, if that planet goes and sits in the Agnia chakra, where you should be able to decide, you should have the cognitive idea of how to go ahead and learn things. You should, the cognition should work there. And there, if Saturn sits, how will a person get himself educated? How will a person himself get motivated? A slow-moving planet like Shani sitting there. And what if Sun is placed in Saturn's place, in the Mooladhara chakra? God bless. So, I will discuss about all these planetary placements later on. Now, I will come to the Rahu Ketu aspect, which I had left out in the chakras. Rahu is the Sthula Sharira, that is all that amassed. We were born just an embryo. We were just a single-celled embryo. When the spermatozoa went and hit the ovum, there was fusion happening there. And we got a zygote, and that zygote becomes, it becomes an embryo, breaks up like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 to 126. So 128, I think. So these divisions keep happening so fast, and we start accumulating. These cell divisions happen from what? It doesn't simply happen. We need food for it. And that food, which is taken, the carbohydrates, which are taken to build up our body, and all this body, what we can see, feel, touch, is Rahu. All that we can see, feel, touch, all that is filled inside, is Rahu. The body is 90% Rahu. It has fluid, it has body cavity space filled with fluid. We have lot of muscles, fat, bones. Everything is filled up because it has grown from food. We have eaten, food, and then we are now living food, and when we die, we become food. Annadhaiva kalvimani bhutani jayante annena jatani jivanti. This is the Taittiriya Upanishad for you. So, Anna was there, we took it, we became Anna, we are living, and when we die, we become Anna, or we become carbon. We are nothing but we become fuel once again. If we are not burnt and we are simply put inside the soil, do you think that we will be there untouched? You have to put a lot of painting on us. all that to be painted to make us mummified and then put inside. Even mummies, they were removing all the organs and bottling them, in liquid so that they should not get destroyed. The heart would be bottled, the liver would be bottled, the kidneys were bottled, the whole body would be, scraped off, and they would fill, I don't know what they would fill. They would fill something which would not decay. So, what I am trying to tell you is, we are nothing but a biological body which once the Jivatma flies out, we are nothing but a decaying food for all those worm cells or the bacteria or whatever is on our body will start, Our immunity is gone now. Once the switch off, then the heat goes off, the bacteria will start eating us. So we die and then decay, then become food. Annad dhaiva kalvimani bhutani jayante. It will be there, it was there, it is here, and it will be there. Food. That is Brahma. That is one of the major constitutions of this creation. So, Rahu is this. Then what is Ketu? The aura which is around, because of this body, there is some energy which is, there around this body. The aura can be positive, negative, depending on where Ketu is placed and how the planetary combinations are. So, the aura is strong if Ketu is strong. The aura is weak if Ketu is weak. The aura can go, sometimes feet away from us, meters away from us. And for the Almighty, what we talk, Isha Vasya Idam Sarvam, Isha Vasya Upanishad, first line of it, is that his aura pervades. His aura pervades. He has no body, there is no Rahu there. And that is not Ketu at all. His aura pervades. We are into it. We are inside. We are his body. We are like the krimi which is inside the Paramatma. That is why we are called as the Pinda and he is called as the Brahmanda. We are the microcosm and he is the macrocosm. And where is the microcosm? It is not separate of the macrocosm. We are inside the macrocosm. We are inside. We are from Earth. We are from the stars. We are from the solar system and we are inside the Milky Way, the galaxy, which is inside the huge universe, which is the macrocosm. We cannot tell that I am separate, I am outside this universe and the universe is there. Can I show that finger there? No, I am inside the universe and I am the universe. But I am not all, because I am part of the universe. Isha Vasya Idam Sarvam very clearly tells that Isha is the supreme power, Vasya resides, Idam, where? Sarvam, everywhere. It pervades, omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. This is the